Welcome to week 3. This week we will focus on the human dimension, and I will offer some thoughts on motivation and give you some techniques that perhaps you can use in your career. Our topics this week deal with understanding the human element. We will take a look at what motivates others, and hopefully we'll see some techniques that you can use to lead and influence workers. As a manager, you see that your worker is not performing. So what's the matter? What should you do? Take a look at some of these determinants of job performance. I've given you 3 to think about. First of all, the willingness to perform. Is your worker willingly motivated to perform? This is certainly a motivational problem. However, in some cases, the opportunity to perform simply may not be there. The worker may want to do the job, but there's something blocking or impeding his or her progress. And then finally, the ability to perform. Does the worker actually have the knowledge, skills, and ability that he or she needs to perform the job? This certainly speaks to training and development of your workers. So think about these 3 things before you jump to conclusions. As you move up the ranks of management, you will realize that your success often depends upon the performance of others. Therefore, here are some tips to keep in mind as you move forward. First of all, always try to select high-ability employees. Make sure that they have the potential to succeed. Secondly, always provide them adequate training and coaching so that they acquire the knowledge, skills, and abilities to do the job well. Thirdly, provide resource support and make sure there is nothing in their way that will block them from doing a good job. And finally, always be clear in identifying the desired performance so that every employee knows exactly what you are expecting of them. One of the things that I think is very important is for you to consider value congruence. Are the personal values of your employees consistent with the personal values of both you and your organization? If they're out of sync in any way, there is going to be problems. I'm sure you're very comfortable with these motivational factors, but I think they're important enough to be mentioned here. Think about your workers. Are they intrinsically motivated or extrinsically motivated? Research has shown that intrinsically motivated workers, or those people who get personal satisfaction of doing the job well, are actually better performers than those who are extrinsically motivated, or those rewarded by external factors like pay or rewards. When talking about motivation and behaviors, we certainly have to consider the factors related to operant conditioning, the fact that consequences can affect future behavior. Let's take a look at how this works. First, there's a stimulus, and then naturally the response follows. Now, the reinforcement is what we do as managers with that response. We can have a positive reinforcement or we can have negative reinforcement. In either case, that will influence how the person responds the very next time. So think about how you are reinforcing the behaviors of those under your control. I like this slide because it gives us 3 areas of consideration when looking at our own motivation or the motivation of other people. First of all, direction. Are we headed in the right direction, or is the person that we're managing doing the right things? Are they heading in the right way to get goals and objectives of your department accomplished? Secondly, what about the intensity of effort? How hard are they trying? How hard are you trying? And finally, persistence. Do they give up easily, or do they persevere and fight through the hard times? There are a lot of motivational theories out there. My favorite is expectancy theory. There are 3 considerations in expectancy theory. First of all, you look at the effort or the expectancy itself. What is the probability that I can perform at the required level if I try? If I don't think I have the ability, I'll never even make an attempt. Secondly, we look at the performance level, or what is called instrumentality. What is the probability that my good performance will lead to the desired outcome? Will I actually get the reward if I try and get there? And then thirdly, the valence or outcomes themselves. What value do I place on the potential reward? Is it worth effort, or is it something that I don't think of is of great value? So there you have it, some things to think about as you move forward. Think about these questions. What motivates your employees? In fact, what motivates you? What is blocking them from success? Are there impediments in their way that you can remove? And finally, are you doing all that you can to help others to succeed?